Hello. Hi. I hope you're well. So, I'm going to do a clearing today, a light language energy body clearing. And I'm really feeling like heart space energies. And I'm feeling a need to bring balance into the energy system. And so, I have a little idea. Join me if you'd like to. But what I want to do is I want to do a real balance healing. So balancing out the frequencies of fire and water. So what I have in front of me is a glass of water. It's not really full anymore. It used to be, but I've been drinking it. So it doesn't have to be very much water. But if you would like to participate in this, you can watch it or not have the water. You can do what you want. You have free will. But it could be quite fun if you have the time to just go grab a little glass of water, or you just have your bottle of water in front of you, or a cup of tea, or whatever, water-based something. So basically, you don't have to do anything with it except for drink it over the rest of your day. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the clearing very much through the frequency of fire. So I'm going to be doing a lot of clearing through burning and just burning through. Now, because I want things to balance out, this is where the water comes in. So fire and water. So at the end, you drink the water and it will just allow everything to integrate, and it will bring that softness and that compassion back into the body, because fire can be very, destructive. Which is fine. We need destructive energy as well as constructive energy, as well as creative energy. So in a way, it's sort of like we're bringing the fire, the destructive fires into the body, because we're burning through that which no longer serves, as well as energies we have decided to carry from other people that do not serve us, as well as potentially belief. Okay, so I'm being shown the third eye as well. Definitely going to be burning through illusions around shadow illusions. So the illusion of power, that's what I call shadow. Shadow is the illusion of power. It masquerades in front of us as if it is powerful, as if it has substance, but it does not. It is completely empty and hollow. And as soon as you see through it, you see through the illusion, and you see that it actually has no hold over your life whatsoever. So light is very helpful for shadow, because you bring the light and you see through the illusion. So light, meaning love in this context. So we're going to bring fire, loving fire, harmonizing fire, alchemizing fire into the body now. And this is also going to reignite confidence ooh, I just had a little slip. So I was going to say it's going to reignite confidence in the solar plexus chakra, but then I actually ended up saying confidence in the third eye chakra. So that's exactly what we need. Apparently we need confidence in our third eye. And what is third eye? Truth and illusion. Sorry. So truly, we're going to remove illusion. Truly remove illusion and bring in the compassion and the confidence needed for you to fully stand in your truth. The confidence to share your truth, and the compassion to get it wrong sometimes and to keep refining, and the compassion to know when it is not fair to put truth onto somebody. We're not here to do shadow work for other people, okay? So you might be able to see through illusion a lot, but sometimes we must cultivate the compassion needed to have the confidence to say, you know what, I don't have the full story, or I can't see what spirit sees, I can't know what God knows. So compassion is also, to me, an equivalent to acceptance, because it doesn't say like anything has to change. Compassion isn't saying that you have to change for me to love you. No. Compassion is meeting someone right where they are and just sending that love. So one thing that's been coming up a lot with people I've been meeting recently, clients as well as sometimes you just meet people, is this theme around how to have empathy, but not feel completely ruled by your empathy, not feel completely like consumed by feeling the feelings of your loved ones, or even feeling all the feelings of the world, So one distinction I have made for my own practice, because, to anyone who has like self-identified themselves as being an empath, a lot of the time that also comes with this experience of the world of it being like really, really hard, and of it being painful, because you're literally feeling everyone's pain and you feel the compassion for them in that moment, as well as the empathy, which is tuning into the frequency that they are in. So what I'd like to put forward to you now, and what I've been practicing in my own life, is recognizing that empathy is a gift you can give. So it's not a way of being, okay? Now I know that might sound kind of like, what? How can you not have empathy? Like, are you a psychopath or whatever? No, but empathy is selfish. This is something I've realized recently. I mean, I've realized it for a while, but like really knowing it is different. Like I said, compassion is a lens that I give to the world. And compassion says, I meet you with love and I do not try to change where you are. At all. Because compassion is the recognition that I do not know the full story, and I don't know why this is happening the way it's happening. I don't actually know that. Empathy is very much to do with the frequency of change. Empathy is like, oh, I wish you didn't feel that way, or I wish you weren't suffering so much, or, in bad examples of empathy would be someone starts to cry and someone else says, oh, stop crying. Oh, don't cry. Why not? Why not? Because in that moment, the person who's saying don't cry has an uncomfortable feeling. So in their empathy, they're actually just trying to take themselves out of that experience. Okay, so what's another example of this? If a child falls down and scrapes their knee and starts crying, what would the world be like if every mother in the world sat down next to their child and started crying as well because their kid was in pain? It would be pretty... Well, I mean, a lot of kids have this experience, let's be real. A lot of kids probably do have mothers that do that, because in that moment, the child will then make a decision to say, I want mum to stop crying, so I'll stop crying and I'll be better now. And I'm not hurting anymore now. Yeah? So how does empathy do that to people, Like, how does it actually do that to people? Because it's prioritizing my experience over someone else's. And yes, we think that empathy is like the most selfless thing in the world. It's not. It's selfish. It's selfish. Because you're saying, it hurts me to feel what you feel. So then why can't everyone just feel happy and feel love and be happy and feel good? Because then I would. It's selfish. Compassion honors pain. Compassion deeply, deeply acknowledges pain. But it does not say that you should not feel that. Compassion is acceptance, because compassion is in touch with the full picture of things. Meaning we can't see the full picture of things. We really can't. So how do we know that in that moment when someone begins to cry and empathy and someone else might say, don't cry, Don't cry because I'll start crying. Stop crying, I'll start crying. How many times have we heard that? So does it help us in the world? Does it help us in the world if we see someone else in pain and we go sit down next to them in their pain? Sometimes. Yeah, like sometimes that is definitely the most helpful thing to do. Sometimes the most healing thing we can give someone is empathy. We can drop into their experience and we can empathize with it. We can give love from a place of sameness. Same. But compassion is when the mother sees her child fall and scrape their knee, and she picks them up and she rocks them and she's like, it's okay. Oh, you're in so much pain right now. Oh, it's hurting, isn't it? Oh, honey. Oh, it's really sore. And the kids, they're like, and then all of a sudden the kid, they look down and they're like, oh, it's not so bad. And, maybe another kid comes up and hands them like a colourful Band-Aid and they get excited again. They're like, oh, life's not so bad. Because they moved through that emotion and they learned from whatever experience it was that they just created for themselves. But imagine the first mother that I brought up who goes and sits now, and this is not against mothers. This can be fathers too. This can be sisters. This can be brothers. This can be friends, neighbors, whoever. I'm just talking about human, but it's nice to use a child metaphor because in a way, I think it fits. So the child falls down, scrapes the knee, begins to cry. The mother goes down, starts to cry. There is no space then, there is likely no space then for the child to just work through that emotion and to just let that through and then inevitably get over it because it's passed through the body and it's enough, you let it through. But if the mother's crying next to the person, the kid, it is likely that that child will try to stifle or suffocate that feeling to tend now to the mother's feeling, right? Empathy is selfish. Compassion is true kindness. And compassion is truly based in love, truly based in love. So strong and grounded and anchored in love. And it doesn't mean that sometimes when you're feeling compassion that you don't cry. Yeah, you might. But you don't cry in that way of like making it about your feeling. Yeah? If you cry with compassion for something or for a situation, it's usually like a feeling of acceptance or even potentially gratitude. It's like feeling overwhelmed by gratitude. Now, I just think it's fun to say empathy is selfish because babe, I'm not trying to say it definitely is because it's not always. It's just funny to be more provocative in the way you think about things because truly, why do we think that being an empath or having so much empathy is actually assisting the world? I think a lot of the time it's not. But compassion is the strength to say, I don't know why this is happening and I don't need to know why this is happening to give this love and acceptance. Okay. So that just took over, that message just took over this video. But I think it's probably going to bring some stuff up to be cleared. So let's go into the clearing. bring your awareness and your energy into the solar plexus chakra, which is just below the heart, above the navel. I want you to imagine an orb, big circle of fire here, burning, spinning, burning, spinning. So we're reigniting the inner warrior. We're burning through his chains. I'm seeing chains on the inner warrior, like he's being chained down. Afraid of own power. So I'm being shown like a really clear message about empathy, and when you start feeling overwhelmed by feelings of other people's experiences, okay, it's when the overwhelm becomes a lot, it becomes too much, which I guess is the definition of overwhelm, right? But when things get too much, this is something about, that's when the warrior feels chained, feels stuck, and he feels chained into not expressing his true power in the world. Why is he chained? Because a place of victim takes over. A victim persona takes over and says, I'm hurting too much, it's not fair. Why do I have to feel everything? It's not fair. And somewhere along the line, you were told that the victim is more palatable than your warrior, that your victim is more digestible, it's easier, it's literally less powerful. Somewhere along the line, the victim became the way that you felt empathy from others. Somewhere along the line, you being a victim got you the empathy that you so desperately felt was missing from your experience. But in doing that, in saying the victim is more preferable than the warrior, hiding my power is more preferable than claiming my power, owning my power, taking responsibility for my power. Somewhere along the line, you change your power up. you know what? If you're feeling like completely overwhelmed by other people's feelings in this world, it's actually because you're so angry. It's actually your own anger that you're overwhelmed by. And it's the rage of your warrior who is wanting to be set free, who is wanting to be in his full expression of power and love. So there's been a mix-up here in the messages of how you see things. You think that it's because you're feeling everyone's feelings and it's just so much. And that is true to some extent. But what you are truly overwhelmed by is the amount of energy it takes to chain up your warrior and act around as a victim, act out as a victim. So angry. So in a way, I'm being shown that our warrior is our compassion and our victim is our empathy. And guess what? There are very real experiences of victimization, and there are true victims, and potentially each and every one of you has been a true victim at some point in your life or another. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to qualify if someone's a victim or not. I'm trying to say that victim, when it takes the place of warrior, becomes like a lens through which you look at the world through. And because of your own disempowerment, you see others as disempowered. And because of your own overwhelm, you feel overwhelmed by everything. Because what is the function of the solar plexus chakra? Oh, there's a lot. I could talk for many hours about it. But truly it's to burn through energy. It sits literally at the place of digestion in the body, around the stomach. So are you digesting life through your warrior or through your victim? Which has become more palatable to you, more digestible for you and for others? Now, this is where true empathy comes in, when we give it as a gift. Just like I mentioned before, there are true instances of victimization. Of course there are. People survive horrendous things daily. In that moment, perhaps it is best to simply give empathy. But only if you can do so without being selfish. And what does that mean? Only if you can give empathy without saying, I don't want to feel this anymore. You have to get better now. You have to stop feeling like this now. Compassion doesn't try to change where you're at. So we're doing really well, because I'm seeing that actually, in fact, the chains around the warrior have gone. He's very angry. So we're going to bring that that sacred rage, we're going to bring that through the body in a way that is balanced. I want you to imagine from the orb at your solar plexus chakra, this orb of fire, it grows bigger and bigger, and it grows bigger and bigger until you are surrounded by this orb of fire that is actually generated from your own energy, burning around you, within you, throughout you. Clearing away illusion, self-doubt, playing small, strengthening your inner foundations, drying out any areas that have become weighed down and heavy with emotional baggage. Clearing what can be cleared today and asking this fire to remain in the aura, cleansing and clearing in its own time until it is complete. Okay, we're getting close now. There's just a little bit more of that rage to circulate the energy system. This rage is actually reinvigorating your energy system. It's nothing to be afraid of. Rage can be sacred just like every other frequency that is felt as emotion. We do not need to demonize rage. We do not need to demonize destructive energy, for we need the balance of both. We must not demonize our own power of destruction, for we must use it in ourselves and in the world. We must feel more comfortable with our destructive power along with our constructive power. We favor being able to create over being able to destroy, but they are one. Okay, so I'm just going to ground this into the earth now because, like I said, the orb around you is going to be very much continuing to clear. This clearing is not ending when you close this video because there's a lot here. But the other thing is that when we release energy, so we process and then we release it as the body is ready, allowing your body to process and release in its own time as it is ready, acknowledging that you have the power to say, I'm ready to process and release this now. We want to do this in a way that's incredibly compassionate, because whilst you might be the most powerful person out there, and I don't doubt it, you do not want to be flooded with too much rage or too much fire, because it will either burn you or you may end up burning others. So we do this in a way that's very slow, very considerate, and it's miraculous, because guess what? You stop thinking about it and it's still clearing and it's still helping. And this is the power of energy work. So we're anchoring this into the earth now, because I would like for, as things that are burnt through and no longer needing you can just be surrendered into the earth with love, with gratitude. Thank you, earth. 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 And we set the intention that the energy released into the earth nourishes her as she sees that it is healing. Yes. The earth is receptive. The earth is receptive to our waste. That's what I just heard. The earth has a very neutral way of seeing it. Okay. So, I'm being shown the image of like a house that's empty. So if you haven't got any furniture in your house yet, what can you do? You can run around the space, you can imagine all kinds of different things. You can imagine, well, if this room was this color, or if this place had this wallpaper, and you can get excited about the creation possibilities. And this is the balance of destruction and creation. When you destroy something, you can then rebuild it. So this is what we are doing now with the water. What do you want to fill your home with? You've just cleared all this space. How would you like to fill it up? And you can pause this video if you want some more time to think about it. I think it's going to be that we are really bathing our bodies in compassion, acceptance, and freeing our inner warrior. Our warrior is one with truth. Yeah. Self-love. That's what it is. I was like, why is my throat chakra going now? So, solar plexus chakra. We must find love for our truth so we may speak it and express it into the world. So having love for your truth means accepting a wholeness approach to it. So not trying to cut away portions of your truth because you think that this side of it looks way more appetizing or palatable or digestible, either to you or to others. But having that confidence and the compassion to actually give of yourself and to yourself the whole truth, the whole truth, the whole truth. No censoring it. No chopping it up. So I'm going to do a final blessing for your water, and then we're done. So you might want to hold it for this part, and so you can connect into the beauty of this vessel of water right here. I mean, wow, I just felt that from my heart. Filling it with gratitude and thankfulness. Thankfulness that love exists. Forgiving yourself for the times when love hasn't been there. thankful, thankful, full of thankful for love, thankful for love. Because I keep hearing, imagine going out around life without love. So we have thankfulness for our experience of love and our ability to find love and lose love and find love and lose love and find love. And having the confidence and the compassion to allow it to be both lost and found, and lost and found, and lost and found, and lost and found. Lifetime after lifetime. Setting the intention to choose love, choosing love. I choose to love myself now. I choose to love others now. I choose to love life now. Clearing is complete. You may now drink your water. And like I said, you don't have to drink it all at once. You can take your time. Oh my goodness me. I had no idea what I was going to get myself into this then, but I just sat down and thought I'll channel, and gosh, it was quite beautiful to experience. I hope that you could hear the messages you needed to hear today. Gosh, I'm so relaxed. I feel like I haven't felt like this for a long time. Oh, I thought I would pull one card, but I'm not sure which card it's going to be. I don't think it's this deck. This deck just showed me power, so that's good news. I think let's pull an affirmation card. That's what it is. That's what we need. Just to anchor all of this into the third dimension. Feel supported by life. Am I right? Okay. Ready? I do not need to wait until I become perfect before I love myself. Loving myself is the quickest way to create a wonderful life. And then on the back it says, as I learn to love myself, I become powerful. As I learn to love myself, I become powerful. Hell yeah. And look, this one's poking out. Everything I need comes to me in the perfect time. I relax and enjoy life. I know that whatever I need to know is revealed to me in the perfect time and space sequence now. Well, hopefully this came to you in divine timing. I wish y'all a lovely integration period. Let me know how this hits, if the water tastes different. Oh, it does. It tastes really nice. Alright, bye y'all. Talk soon.